my birthday. Everyone, it's my birthday.
Shalom. Call halal Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Waha, Rachakradash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to you, Akim, pushing his word and truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. This is Amathia from GMS Dallas. And I wanted to go into this quick video here. I believe it's TikTok. Yeah, it shows it on here. It shows that this black woman, she's actually celebrating her birthday, you know. And this is what we see in our people, which is you Israelites, who consist of you so-called Black, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right. Especially the nigger woman. She is very indulged on her birthday, her day. You know, I've seen women celebrate birthdays for a whole month. I used to have an ex. I know this woman that used to celebrate her birthday and actually count down from January 1st, months to up to her birthday, telling people, okay, we got 40 some days. We got 25 days left. We got 10 days left. And she would constantly break it down. All right. But our people won't even consider Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. They want to stay within this place of mirth. All right. But in the time of what we're in, we don't supposed to be celebrating. This is a wicked time. We don't supposed to be celebrating our day. You know what I'm saying? We don't supposed to be coming around pushing our day. A new day is our day. Celebrate our day. Nobody look towards the Lord. All right. Nobody look towards the Lord. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and get it. You know what? And I want to pull this up here. All right. This is AI overview. I put in birthday celebrations or birthday celebrations origin. And AI overview, it reads, birthday celebration originated in ancient Egypt. And you can best believe it went from Egypt and was celebrated possibly going back into Babylon. All right. During the time of Nimrod, Semiramis, you know. All right. So it says, where they were first celebrated around 3000 BCE. The celebration were originally associated with gods and pharaohs rather than individuals. Okay. And like I said, this trickles down. All right. Everything we see, it always starts with a constant repeat. Okay. You have certain nations and people take on traditions of nations in the past. Even if they overtake them, they siege them, they will still take some of those different traits, such as this. All right. Origins, ancient Egypt. The Egyptians celebrated the day a pharaoh was crowned as their birth into godhood. And then it continued on to what? The Greeks, ancient Greece. The Greeks adopted the Egyptian tradition and celebrated the birthdays of gods and goddesses. They offered sacrifices, including moon-shaped cakes and candles. Now, what was she just doing? Look at this.
It's my birthday.
And you see this woman in the background. She was so excited for her. Everybody's excited for her. All right? They're paying homage to her.
It's my birthday.
She's an idol for a day. You know, she's celebrating herself. A lot of these vain thoughts, okay, idolization,
Everyone, it's my
vanity.
Birthday.
And what the Solomon say, everything is vanity. All right. And what we just read, all right, it says the Greeks adopted the Egyptian tradition and celebrated the birthdays of gods and of goddesses. They offered sacrifices, including moon-shaped cakes and candles. All right. So now, and like I said, what they do is they'll take and adopt certain ways and they'll what? They'll add their twist to it. And we see that up until today. That's why it said there's nothing new under the sun in Ecclesiastes. All right. Nothing new under the sun. All right, let's go right here. Ancient Rome. The Romans celebrated the birthdays of friends and families, the wealthy through lavish parties and feasts. So it started all the way off, like say, we could say the Egyptians, and what they celebrated their pharaohs with this. Then it became with the Greeks, who basically not just their heads or their leaders, all right, their presidents or pharaohs, they said, what? We're going to continue with the Grecians and we're going to actually celebrate our god and goddesses. Then it came out and said, you know what? You're a god, you're goddesses. All right. And what did they do in Rome? Let's everybody celebrate, not just for our leaders, for our not just for our God and goddesses, but for our families and friends. And see how it trickle down now. Just everybody. If it's your birthday, you have to celebrate it. It's your day. Constantly celebrate it. And do you think this is great? And this is something that the Lord is looking upon you and say, "Oh, that's so sweet." All right. Do you think that? Let me see here. What is that? King Solomon said. Let me think here. What did it say? Curse. Let me see here. I'm gonna pull up some. Shall bear with me. Because what we're seeing now, we're seeing constantly where these things are happening and the mirth is constantly going out, but yet nobody look at the Lord. And before I pull up some, I'm gonna pull up Amos here. All right. And this is Amos 5, and I'm gonna scroll down 5 and 11. Hold on, let me see here. You know what? I'm sorry. I think it's a little further down. This is Amos 5. I'm gonna start at verse 20. It says, and this I'm reading on to the left here. That's the KJV, and to the right is the NLT. For the KJV, it say, "Shall not the day of the Lord be darkness and not light, even very dark with no brightness in it? I despise your feast days. I would not smell your solemn assemblies." All right. So the Lord is not, and in these times, our people knew who they were. All right. They knew the children of Israel, but what yet they still went off. That's what we see constantly over and over. All right. We be the nation of Israel, we're being stiff necked, constantly going off, and the Lord what? He punishes us for that. All right. That's the way the Lord disciplined us, putting other heathen nations over us. All right. Because of what? It's the things that we're constantly going off on. All right. Verse 22, though ye offer me burnt offerings and your meat offerings, I will not accept them. Neither will I regard the peace offering of your fat beast. And now we have now that our people are constantly celebrating and doing what the heathens do. But we're not supposed to do what the heathens do, as it says in Jeremiah 10. So the Lord said he's tired of the feast days, all right? Because you don't really pay homage to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. And we have so many different holidays. We have the Passover. Right, the Passover goes into the Feast of Unleavened Bread, okay? That is, and that's a glorious holy day, okay? That represents the passing over, the passing over. We put the blood on the post, the doorpost. And what the death angel, which was Yahweh Shai, came over Egypt and killed all the firstborn, but delivered the nation of Israel. That was the last plague, all right, because it was 10 plagues. That was the last plague that brought us what? Brought it out of captivity. let us go about. And then the Lord still showed mighty work by what? Drowning Pharaoh. That is the time. Those are what we're supposed to be paying homage to, celebrate. All right. Thanking you how about Shem Shai for. Okay. Pentecost, you know what I'm saying? The blowing of the trumpets, the day of atonement, that what we atone for our sins. The Lord give us that opportunity to repent and atone for our sins. All right. The Feast of Tabernacle. We just got through Purim. Okay. We just got through Purim. The Lord gave us certain holy days, and it shows what the power of the Lord. He got us out of the destruction that was set up for what was his name, Haman during the time of Esther. Okay, got us out of Egypt. These things that the Lord did for us, but yet we don't acquire these holidays, especially here in Babylon. You want to continue celebrating these wicked holidays that are set up for our destruction, for the heathen to celebrate. But for us, no, we're not supposed to celebrate this. We're supposed to come back and turn to the ways of the Lord. And like I said, when you're out in the world, you don't know. But when you get this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, get this word, you're supposed to pull away from the world. All right. And a lot of our people have heard this world and won't do that. All right. This is Jeremiah 10. All right. And I'll start at verse 1. Hear ye the word of the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. All right. Because the Lord, he said the other nations are nothing. But for Israel, he made a covenant with us for us to what? Stick to our laws, statutes, and commandments. All right. And we couldn't do that right. So we needed Yahweh Shai, which who the world ignorantly calls Jesus, to come upon the earth and walk a perfect walk and deliver us from the sins. All right. To give us mercy to be delivered. All right. If it weren't for Yahweh Shai, we wouldn't have an opportunity to be delivered because we can't get right in these damn bodies. All right. These bodies are here for relaxation. All right. This is a carnal minded way. That's why we have to be spiritual minded to receive what? That higher understanding. Verse 2, thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven. For the heathen are dismayed. Okay. All right. And we just keep reading this. I'm going to just keep reading down through here. Verse 3. Because it says the heathen are, we shouldn't be dismayed, but the heathens are, because the heathen they don't receive this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, the living power. Verse 3, for the customs of the people are vain. All right. For one cutteth a tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workmen with the axe. Now, think about what that is. Now, think about it when you're reading it, like especially like in the old time, back in the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s. All right, we didn't have these trees that you could buy from a store and all this. Think about how they used to celebrate a certain holiday. Okay, when you didn't have all the technology and all these things that we have today. And think about what this holiday would be right here. Verse 4, they deck it with silver and with gold. They fasten it with nails and with hammers that it not move. They are upright as a palm tree, but speak not. They must need be born because they cannot go. Be not afraid of them, for they cannot do evil. Neither also is it for them to do good. All right. Like I said, they deck it with silver and gold, fasten it to the tree, set it up. Now, what did that sound like? Does that sound like Christmas, Xmas? All right, because they have X'd out the Lord. All right, as they tell you in Revelations. That's why we shouldn't be celebrating these days. We should see what we're in, especially the times we're in right now. Okay, especially the times we're in right now. All right. This is the time where we should be. Let me pull it up here. This is the time we should be in here. This is Ecclesiastes 7 and verse 4. All right. I'm gonna start. You know what? I'm gonna start at verse 2. This is Ecclesiastes. You know what? I'll start at verse 1. All right, and this is one I was thinking of earlier in verse 1. Ecclesiastes 7 and 1. It is a good name is better than precious ointment, and the day of death than the day of one's birth. All right. Verse 2. It is better to go in the house of mourning than to go in the house of feasting, for that is the end of all men, and the living will lay to his heart. Okay. Sorrow is better than laughter, for by the sadness of the countenance of the heart is made better. The heart of the wise is in the house of mourning, but the heart of the fool is in the house of mirth. All right, and we see that. All right, you have people that's constantly want to celebrate and not seeing what's going on around them. All right, these days, as it says in Ephesians 5, is the days of evil. All right, bad times. All right, but gross darkness, which is ignorance, as it says in Isaiah, is covered. What is it? Isaiah 60, 61. Is covered. Gross darkness has covered the whole earth, and our people are well within this gross darkness, which is ignorance. They're not wise to go in the house of mourning to see what's going on, knowing that you're not in a position of rulership, knowing that you're constantly oppressed because you got a damn job and you have to work constantly just to pay ends meet. A lot of you nigga women, y'all ones that want to stay and continue in this. And you pull a lot of these men on too. And we ain't trying to back up these 2/3 men because hell, a lot, especially young niggas, they're bugged out. But you gotta think, who raised them? Like Apostle Carr always bring out, Big Shirley raised them. They took the man out the house and you raised these little monsters. These little niggas running around what they call switches and all these things, don't give regard to anyone but themselves, and smoking and shooting and drinking and don't care. They record damn crimes on their social media page. These guys, these young ones are through. They don't have no sense of urgency, no sense of compassion. So that lets you know that this place is through, because the nation of Israel is going way backwards. All right. Our people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge, as it says in Hosea 4 and 6. And in this time, they're constantly in the time of feasting. A good note of this is when you go into Job, because what we were just watching earlier, we was watching what? Celebrating her day. All right? Celebrating her day. See you ladies again. Look, that's it. This is how Job and his kids were. They was in their house of celebrating their days, constantly partying, and Job had to pray for them. I'm gonna go ahead and get that as well. This is Job 1. And I'm going to get right to it. This is Job 1 and verse 4. And it says, and his sons went and feasted in their houses, every one his day. Every one of them. He had 7 sons, and it tells you. All right. And sent and called for their 3 sisters, because he had 7 sons and 3 daughters. All right. To eat, drink with them. All right. While they celebrating and feasting, Job, he wasn't up there participating in all that. Job was what? He was being spiritual. All right. Job had substance. Okay. Job has substance in the land, and if you raise a kid, I'm pretty sure that they, their mother and everything, just like, y'all got everything, this and that. They wasn't paying attention like Eli's sons. Okay. They were just enjoying life. My dad brought us up to have money. We enjoyed life, but they didn't want to follow the spiritual ways that Job had. Constantly praying to the Lord, constantly paying homage. Verse 5, and it was so when the days of the feasting were gone about, that Job sent and sanctified them, and rose up early in the morning and offered burnt offerings according to the number of them all. For Job said, it may be that my sons have sinned and cursed Yahweh Shema in their hearts. Thus did Job continually. All right. So why did he say that? Because what? They were celebrating their day. They weren't celebrating the Lord. And you see also, he said his sons. All right. Now, did it say his sons and daughters? One thing about it, when you go back to um, during the time of the garden, who did they say went off? Think about it. Who he say went off? Adam. It said Eve, you know what I'm saying? But what? Following Eve. Eve is the first one to sin, but it really was a strain on us because of Adam. You know what I'm saying? Through the woman we all die, but the man's supposed to be the head. The man's supposed to control the narrative. But they're celebrating, and you could say it wasn't talking about the birthday, but you could take it as so. Everyone their day. All right. And what happened when everyone having their day? They was, Job prayed for him, but then Satan was given the task to say, "Hey, you can put this on, but just don't hurt him. Don't hurt Job. Don't kill him, rather." All right. So what happened to his kids? You can read on through this, but let's go down to his kids, right? All right. Saving took a while. Okay. This is Job 1 and verse 18. It says, now you got to think, they always celebrated their day. It wasn't just always one day. It was always coming up to another time where they're going to constantly celebrate. This is Job 1 and 18. It says, while he was yet speaking, there came also another and said, thy sons and thy daughters were eating and drinking wine in their eldest brother's house. Okay. Having probably they're having a celebration, Job been praying for him. He's been praying to ask forgiveness for their sins. But what happened here? Verse 19, and behold, there came a great wind from the wilderness and smote the four corners of the house, and it fell upon the young men, and they are dead. And only I am escaped alone to tell thee. All right. So you have to watch the way that you move here in this world. All right. You have to constantly watch the ways you move, because the Lord, like I say, Alishaya, that terrible demon-like power. The wicked feel like they can constantly do wicked things and nothing happened to them. But hey, the Lord is starting to acquire the things that has come to pass, and now you finna start seeing more punishment. Okay, the Lord is finna start putting a lot of death upon the earth. You're not finna just do something and constantly going off on the Lord, thinking that the Lord is gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna let you pass. No, all right. The Lord is finna start putting down the law, and it's not gonna be no prolonging, especially because we got a short time here in life. All right, in this world. All right, and he's gonna use a lot of what Esau Edom to move forward with his to put a lot of you niggas to death. So you keep trying to celebrate your mirth and celebrate your birthdays and your Valentine's days and your Christmas and all that, and you don't want to turn to the Lord. That's all right, because the Lord is finna he's setting up a standard. And these things are gonna come to pass where he's finna come and get Esau to come down with great wrath, and he's gonna put things through you. You're finna see a lot of death upon the earth. All right, so the mirth, this place is finna be out of here. So with that, I'd like to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Waha, Rachakadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to Yaki and pushing this word in truth and sincerity.